Hey everyone, it's Owen here from OTech, and today I'm in a hurry, and I'm freaking not finished with packing up because I need to go, but you know, my hands bruised up and all like broken and shit, but I'm gonna bring you guys an RX 570 XFX RS edition graphics card unboxing. So the story here is that I just got this off Best Buy just today because I really need some graphics card really quick because, you know, Ethereum price shot up, so I kind of want to join the mining craze again. So I bought two of these actually. One of them is already in the system, and yeah, I'm gonna run them for mining, but for now I'm gonna unbox it and show you guys real quick. So here it is, the box itself. It's an XFX card, so it has the XFX logo obviously, and also it shows that this is the RS version. So this is not the most extreme XXX or GTR whatever S. I can't remember honestly. You know, XFX branding is really confusing. I don't understand what the hell is RS supposed to stand for. But anyways, yeah, it's the RS version. It's basically the lowest 570 they have, I think. But on the back you got these feature sets. So it goes for thermal solution technology, auto load sensing fan, which is auto fan. I mean, come on, every graphics card has that, and basically no specifications whatsoever about what's the graphics card inside. And another interesting thing is that they actually show this part, which is the hard swap interchangeable fan, but the funny thing is that this card doesn't actually have it. You can't replace a fan with the hard swap thing that XFX has, because even in the front picture you don't see the hard swap fans that XFX usually shows. So I'm not sure what the hell is going on with this. I don't understand why is it in here, and I'm pretty sure XFX could eventually get sued by someone if someone really wanted to, because it's basically misinformation, you know, false advertising. But anyways, let's get inside and see what's what. So here it is. I've already opened the seal, obviously. XFX like embossed on the brown box. Then inside you get a warranty card, installation guide, and also warning about using the latest driver, which I really like because I really don't like the integrated, you know, CD drivers that comes with most graphics cards. I think those are really stupid because you wouldn't want to ever use that. Also, here it is, the accessory box. And here we go, the driver disc, which it actually shows which version it has inside, which I really like, but you shouldn't use that whatsoever, just download the latest one. You also have a dual 6-pin to 8-pin power adapter, which, you know, I mean, most computers with a single 8-pin, a single 6-pin, or a dual 6-pin will most probably have an 8-pin, so you wouldn't really need to use that realistically. You could just plug in your 8-pin to graphics card, and it should be fine and dandy, and it should work. Anyways, here's the graphics card itself. It's inside the anti-static plastic wrap as usual, and now I can't open the brown box fully. Oops. And yeah, it's basically still in here. The graphics card is also just packed like this, no foam or anything. It's just inside this in an anti-static plastic wrap, and if you see, there's no accessories under here. Trust me, I checked. The accessories are pretty limited because this is quite relatively cheap graphics card. This is $250. That's what I got from Best Buy. Well, $244, and more like $260 once I figure out with the tax and other things. And yeah, you know, it's one on the cheaper end of the graphics cards, although all AMD cards has basically gone up in price, as you all know. But here it is. It looks really nice in my opinion. I really like the red color. Kind of goes well with my thumb, doesn't it? Well, my thumb is like bleeding and shit because I cut myself on some boxes apparently. Anyways, yeah, glossy back because this still has the film on it. And yeah, on the back you got some ventilation slots, XFX logo, which is the right setup if you put it in, so that's gonna look nice, I guess. A DVI, 1 HDMI, and 3 display ports. So this DVI also doesn't support any DVI to VGA adapter, because that's what all graphics cards these days have, because it's all like skipped, you know, the analog part. And on the bottom, PCI connector as usual. And you could see that there's an XFX logo, but unlike their higher end cards, it doesn't actually light up. There's no LED behind it, so it's just like a white XFX logo. And I mean, I would prefer if this was like just glossy black or something, and or if it's red even, because it really doesn't match, in my opinion, the white logo, unless it's lit up RGB or something. On the back, they have their typical XFX bracket backplate. It looks pretty similar to their previous cards. And on the front here, you got a 8-pin connector. So this is quite a, overkill a little bit for a 570, in my opinion. 6-pin would really suffice, for 580 would maybe work with a single 8-pin. But anyways, that's nice to see. That means you usually have more overclocking headroom since you get more power limit. Also here is that they have this dual BIOS switch, and what's interesting is that instead of the typical lower boost clock, quieter, and also higher boost clock and faster BIOSes, they actually have a gaming BIOS and also a mining BIOS. So if you flip it to the left there, it's actually the mining BIOS. If you flip it to the right, it's actually the gaming BIOS. The difference is that I've tried before, is that the mining BIOS has a lower core clock speed and also lower voltage, while the memory speed has been like overclocked to 1850 megahertz from 1750. So if you want to mine on this card, you should just flip it to the left, and you should be pretty good because the power consumption gone way down compared to on the gaming mode, because the core clock's gone down to 1100 megahertz from 1283 megahertz, which is the standard one, and the memory clock has gone up. So if you don't want to overclock or mess with anything, just flip it to the left and it should work pretty good. Because I was getting just short of 24 megahash per second on the left BIOS. But obviously I modded this and I got an astonishing 29.2 megahash per second out of this card at a power consumption of just 73 watts in MSI Afterburner, which is pretty amazing in my opinion. Now, one thing I don't like is that they use an overly large shroud, so maybe it doesn't fit in some shorter cases, because you can see that the fan actually just overhangs a lot of the cooler. So they just, I think in my opinion, they just really want to make this look like a bigger card when it really isn't. And I guess let's take off the plastic off of it. Well, that didn't feel too good. The plastic unwrapping, peeling off isn't as good as I expected. Also, another thing that to note is that something interesting is that you can see there's a hole actually for another heat pipe, and there's also another hole in the base plate for another heat pipe. So yeah, XFX, it would be nice if you actually included that third heat pipe, because that gap, I don't think that's gonna help thermal transfer at all. Because if you see under there, it's actually above the GPU die still over there, so it would help if there's a heat pipe. And more so, with this air gap, it doesn't actually conduct heat to the heatsink fence right over it. So it's kind of ridiculous, because why would you do that? Just put another heat pipe. It's probably like just a few dollars more at most, so why the hell not? I'm pretty sure everyone would want that. But even without that, this card actually runs pretty cool. I ran it at, like, for mining, my mining settings, it just runs below 55 degrees all the time at minimum fan speed, so that's really nice because it's low power. Also, for the VRM, you actually have like an actively cooled VRM because it has a unibody heatsink connected to the main heatsink for the VRM, so that's gonna stay nice and cool. Also, the memory actually doesn't have any kind of heatsink, so yeah, the website is kind of misleading because it says that it has a VRM and memory heatsink, but this card just has the VRM heatsink and not the memory heatsink. Not that it's a big deal because memory usually don't run that hot, so it's not really big of a problem, but it would be nice if they have one. Also, the fans themselves seems like they revised it compared to the previous cards of the 400 series, in that they have wider blades and more blades, so kind of looks like they're trying to achieve more static pressure and also lower noise, because they have to spin less RPMs to generate the same amount of airflow, since they have more blades and also wider blades. But for the heatsink, it's kind of just mediocre, I guess. It's not that impressive, especially with that freaking hole right on top of the GPU contact surface. That's not something that you would like to see. But yeah, anyways, I don't know what you guys think about the red fans. I think it looks pretty slick, but I get it, that doesn't really fit most builds unless you're going for specifically red and black. But I mean, if you're using it in your build, it's gonna be like this, so you won't really see it, you know, realistically, the red fans, so should be alright. And this card, I would say, is actually a pretty good card, and I don't mind recommending it. So yeah, if you're looking for an RX 570, this looks like a great option in my opinion, because the heatsink, no matter how janky that like hole in the base plate heatsink is, it actually performs pretty good, so I have no problems with that. But maybe if you're shooting for the highest overclocks, you might want to use something like an MSI Gaming X version, which is probably the best RX 570 there is, because even the well, I guess the Sapphire Nitro Plus is also a good one. But I was talking about the I was thinking about the Asus Strix OC RX 570. That's also not so good, because it has actually a smaller heatsink than this, and it runs hotter and noisier. So this XFX is still better than that. But yeah, I mean, I guess that's it for this unboxing. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, please leave a like, and also please click subscribe to see more of my future videos. Thanks for watching.